Hi everyone, welcome to Finding Hypnosis. Today I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to offer a question or invite you to think if there was no limitations on life, if money was no object and you have absolute freedom and abundance to create what you want and what you can do in life, what would that be? What would that look like? What would you do? Now, some may jump right to, I want to have all my carnal desires, all my sensory pleasures gratified for infinity. Who hasn't been there? I certainly have. But now, more and more as I enjoy life and start to connect to my heart, for example, for myself, and I know I can create this, if money was no object, I would help bring people together to live in a community once again. Because I so miss the days when we collectively as people were living in tribes, just living in a community where we were helping and living together. Loving together. I've heard stories where tribes in the past in various parts of the world where there was no fear. Like everybody's kid was everybody's and everybody was uncle and aunt, and so there was no fear. Like if someone saw one kid misbehaving or doing something that might be dangerous or bad for him, and anyone would go and help. But at the same time, like if a kid fell down, anyone would go and help as well to help take care, make sure this kid is okay. So that I would choose to create that kind of living environment. But what I want to do is, for example, I want to have a huge ass canvas, whether it's circular or dome-like, and then strap myself up to hooks and crazy flying things on the ceiling, and I'll go fly around with crazy technologically cool paintbrushes that distributes real paint in various forms, perhaps with a backpack on my back with all these awesome paints that come out of a tube in both of my hands, forming in this awesome paintbrush to my hands, and there'll be connecting various colors, and I'll have a way of operating them so I can intuitively and without having to change adjustments, just using my mind to change the colors of my expressions, and even create technology to connect my emotions so that depending on what my emotions are, I'm asking for that particular color or paint to come out, or I might ask it to surprise me. But I would just fly around and just allow my body to just express color and beauty and magic. And I would just eat awesome food. I would help and grow organic produce. I would love attending the land during parts of my week or my day, just getting my foot in the awesome soil and just nurturing the energy that I get to take into my own body, because I don't see things as just vegetables, food, whatever. It's just everything's energy, and there's a different vibration to everything. I would facilitate awesome dance, live movement, collective grooves. For me, it would be like put on these amazing, awesome dance parties of freedom, of expression, of enjoyment, with different areas depending on your personality, what have you. Some people like a more mellow kind of quiet, lower volume, perhaps ambient with black light. I love that stuff. And then there would be the loud areas where there's like bass, boom, boom, and all the mosh pits you can want, but with really well designed everything. Like the floors would be great for dancing, but at the same time have cushioning properties, so the mosh pits, there's not as much danger in falling and hurting. And and create, and because I'll have time to learn music production, create different music, create these sick ass beats that are just influenced by everything, like all my favorite stuff, like old school hip hop and electronica and house music, trance music, EDM, and all the crazy new music that's coming out these days. One of my favorites is Sia, and like I personally love creations from the Black American culture, and now Britain is just booming with amazing musical talents and just collaborating with these souls to create these amazing soundscapes of vibrations, of transcendence, and there'll be colors coming out from the speakers even, and mists of aromatherapy even, depending on if you like that stuff. There'll be an area for that kind of thing. So these amazing parties, and I'll facilitate. Other times I'll facilitate nature walks and help build Japanese gardens, which I personally like, but creating gardens with taking in the beauty of the Indian, that's gorgeous, like the Ganesh and that, all that colors, the awesome colors of the Indian culture, and blending that with the Japanese aesthetics, and taking some of my Chinese culture and the beautiful and loveliness of that, and from all the various parts of the world, like in Europe and the States and perhaps everywhere. The awesomeness of it all, the Brazilian, that culture. But so it's just blending it and just creating these amazing things. And I would absolutely love to spend time with kids, just playing with them, creating fun games, shouting, yeah! And animals, I would like ride horses, really connect with animals, and just because they're such amazing things that teach us, that's here to, for me, I learn from animals. I learn from my dog Cheerio all the time, but I learn from the swiftness of the rabbit and of the tiger, and just like the grace of the gazelle and the speed of the cheetah. Just like having like an animal sanctuary where we're connecting with these beings and learning from them and allowing them to guide us. Like, just all these those are the things that I would do. I used to think that I would want like just like mansions and first class and like private jets and all the hot honeys and all the alcohol and the drugs and all the food and all the sensory pleasures that I could want, and have, people like be famous and all that stuff. And I certainly had those notions as well, but I realized I wouldn't necessarily do that. I now realize I fall in love with people, and I love seeing people enjoy themselves, and I love being able to inspire amazement. And I've been blessed to have been able to do that in my life, and I just realize how much I've done that, just in different ways. So I would inspire and just live in joy with people and create together, and make good food and cook good food and eat good food and watch awesome movies and make movies, make films. Films are one of my, I love films and cinema and anime theatrical features and from various countries and all the great, and plays, having little fun plays. So just an awesome, vibrant way of living with other people and nature and animals, and using technology to make our lives more nurturing and fulfilling and invigorating and creative and fun, and working with nature and technology to create a living environment that's just so awesome and completely just beyond self-sustaining, just creates loveliness and energy and love and beauty. I personally know that is exactly where we're going on this earth. So that is the way, and I choose to just live that now. I choose to eat good food, the kind of foods that I would live. I now teach yoga out of the little private hot yoga studio that I have here instead of a garage in my home. It's like I was willing to ask myself and start living those energies in my head, and now my life has given me the beginnings of everything I wanted, and it's just gonna get better and better. So that is what I welcome you to do, is no matter where you are in your life, you can start to think about if money was no object, or if you were part of a collective, a community, what would you want your role to be? It might not be what you first initial, what I would classify maybe the negative ego, thinking that you want to just be the best or have everyone admire you or just be completely free and just like veg out and complete just luxury. And but think, yes, we will all enjoy that, but I realized for myself that kind of stuff is something, once I achieve a certain level, I want more of it. And I've achieved those things I wanted in my life, like earning more money and buying the things I want, but I always wanted more when I got those things. I never really enjoyed all that money I spent anyways. It's just so, but now I realize, and now that I'm experiencing it, it's connecting with other people and dancing together and sharing together. So I do welcome you to think about just how you would love to live if you weren't afraid of other people, or if like you didn't have these anxious and fearful thoughts about what's possible in life and what you have to do. How would you live? I would love to live in this beautiful environment, just working the land and just dancing and just putting my foot in the stream. And I know I can do it because I get to do it now. I have the freedom in my life now, because years back I started doing and asking myself, how would I actually want to live? And I learned to let go of the barriers and limitations that were inside of myself that prevented me from making the choices to go towards those experiences that I wanted. And now and I learned to slowly let them go. It felt like a complete struggle. It felt like I was like going backwards so much of the time. But it's always an evolution, and more I get to actually experience all the things I previously never dared dream of, and now realize that is the most powerful force in my life. My imagination, my desire to experience love, to be loving as a way of being in my life. So I do welcome you. I even challenge you to think, what would you want your role to be? Would you want to be a creator, a painter, cooking good food, nourishing, working with animals, like playing with animals, creating with animals? Not the kind of subjugation that like circuses or like SeaWorld previously had with that kind of stuff, but actually connecting with animals. If we didn't have this weird energy and thought towards animals, like we're better than them, that we can develop a much better relationship. We can help each other create amazing experiences. Like just think of swimming with dolphins. Like so many people love doing that kind of stuff. Like there can be so much more to that, like with all kinds of different animals. So yes. What would you want your role to be? You can be a nurturer of other people. You can give massages and get massages a lot. And all that good stuff. I love giving massages. I'm pretty good myself, so I love it all. So dare to dream. Go and close your eyes and just imagine, what would you really like to do with your time? Like, how would you like to be with people? And baby steps. Know that you can get there. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video or subscribe if you do like it or want to subscribe. We'll be coming up with many more videos. Thank you so much for joining me. Life is meant to be enjoyed. I welcome you to dream about how you would most like to enjoy your life. Take care.